All right, so the first thing we need to do is set our tempo. So we're going to head to, let's say, 112. All right. We're going to build our drum track. You can start from drums, you can start from chords, but I prefer to start from drums. So I'm going to come to the packs. It's important you have the right kits, the right sound to get your drums banging. Okay, you need high quality drum kits. Okay, so I'm going to use from my drum pack. I'm going to start with some one shots. Let's start with the rim snare. Okay, that is a typical Ashake pattern, okay, for his drum. So let's have a kick. We can even make it a bit longer so we can play with the kick patterns, okay? So let's extend this length. Come to the piano roll. Let's keep it simple like that for now. So let's come back to the rims. And then let's layer it up a bit. Have that as well. It's important you also make sure the volumes are right when you're layering, okay? You don't want to have your layers overshadowing your main sound, okay? Let's reduce the volume of the kick. Let's have some percussions in here. This here as well. Let's use a different kick. I feel like this kick is a bit too hard. Let's try this. A softer kick, but with more body. That was a mistake. So we have that in there. So we're going to layer shaker loop. Let's try that and see. So to time it, you just click this time right here. So it's almost at 2 bars, so we just take it to 2 bars. Come to song mode. No, I don't like it. Let's speed up the tempo a bit. Okay, I think I like that. So let's hear some percussion loops. Let's see if we can find one we like. Let's add this up and see. 2 bars, stretch. No, it doesn't match our rhythm. Let's add this up and see. Let's change the pitch a little bit and see how it sounds. Let's add it to the mixer and take out some high end because I don't want it to sound like it's clashing with your original shaker. So let's go back to building the drums, okay? So I don't like rushing my drums. I like going back and forth with it so it sounds really good, okay? So let's go back to rim snare. Let's layer this with some percussions and see. That sound. So I'm going to just reduce the length of the notes. I don't need to have too much ambience in there. So now let's add chords. So typically we use Lounge Lizard, but I like using the electric piano in this plugin. I've talked about it on my channel before. It's a really nice plugin, Halion Sonic. So I'm going to allow it load. And of course I can play some really nice chords, but I really like using my MIDI chord pack. Here it is. So I'm going to just lay in some chords and see. Let me pick a sound. Let's come to electric piano. I think I prefer the first preset. You can see how soft it sounds. Let's see how this sounds. Try something else. Nice, but let's see. I like these chords. These chords are nice, but I'm going to just break this up. The good thing with MIDI chords is that you can actually, play with it a little bit. Okay, you don't have to stick it to exactly how it is. So I just want it to like hit again here, so I have to cut it. I like that there. So I'm going to have another pattern. I'm going to copy the chord so I can make my counter chords. Then you see how easy it is. Like a lot of ideas easily, especially if you can't play the keys. So there are about 45 chords in here. I think yes, 45 chords. You have 45 chords to pick from. And most producers even repeat the same chord, so you can use this in like over and over again. You don't have to just ditch one chord if you use it. You can use one chord in different beats and it will sound different. So I'm just going to clone this so that I can have for my counter melody. Then paste it in here, then move it forward a bit. But I want it to have like a different tone. So I'm going to use a different sound. Let's use grand piano for this. So I'm going to come to piano. Let's see. Now time for some counter melodies. So for counter, I really like using this plugin a lot. So I'm going to clone it again and then come to bell sounds. So let's see. Okay, I like that. So let's go with that. Then we'll quantize, Ctrl Q, see how it sounds. So for flute, I like to use Triton Extreme. Yeah. Record that in. Then we open this, Ctrl Q. So I'm going to add some reverb to like really push into space, increase the room size, increase the decay, and increase the wet, reduce the dry. Let's add a guitar line. Then we quantize, reduce velocity so it sounds a bit soft. Let's add an effect to this guitar. Let's reduce the effect. Turn it off. Okay, so let's bring in Analog Lab for ambient melodies. I like to use Analog Lab for ambient melodies. So I like to come to Explore, Types, then Atmospheres, and then we just audition a bunch of sounds. I can kind of work with this, but I need to tweak it up. Use an equalizer to take out some high end because it sounds a bit too harsh. Because one thing with Afrobeat melodies, it wants to be, harsh. It wants to be like soft or tilting towards the softer side. Let's have this in here. I'm going to use my mouse for this. Just really simple and short notes. Let's increase the volume a bit. So you want to ambient melodies that you want it to have character. You want it to just be sounding plain and boring. Okay, you want it to have some character to it. So I'm going to clone this again and play another ambient melody. So same thing, Explore, Types, Atmosphere still. I don't want bright pad. That was a mistake. Atmosphere. But I don't want it to be on that effects channel yet. It sounds dope. It's going to conflict with the previous one. adding really, but one thing with production is that it's always easy to keep adding stuff, but knowing when to stop is the real work. But for now, we keep adding stuff, okay? Because I have, some ideas. So I'm going to add a flute. And yes, I'm going to use, you guessed it, Halion Sonic. There's this preset, or rather a whistle. There's this preset in there that I like. This whistle. I love it. So I'm going to use that. So I'm just going to follow like the bass note of the chord. It's going to be like very simple, nothing fancy. Paste it in here. Take it to a higher octave. Take it to a high octave again. And let's add some reverb to push it into space. One thing with making beats is that it's fine to use it as it is, but sometimes giving them their own space in the beats can make it sound even more interesting. Like giving some reverb can push it, back into like the stereo image, right? Instead of it's just sounding up front and in your face. So that's what I'm trying to achieve right here. I feel like it's way too upfront in my face. So I'm going to increase the wet, reduce the dry, and increase the decay and the room size. Take out some bass from the reverb. Let's try high octave. Let's play something else and see. Let's increase the dry, reduce the wet a little bit. Let's add gross beats to play with the timing a bit. Repeater, okay? So I'm going to use an EQ and shave off some high end. Let's reduce the reverb. I feel like it's a bit too much. So let's add a vocal sample from Splice. You can use Arcade or any vocal sample sites like Looperman, which is free. So I just type in vocal. Then I'm currently working on key C, so it's important you set the key. I'm working on C major. Then tempo isn't always important for me when it comes to looking for vocals, okay? But sometimes it does help make the search, faster. So come to range. I like to have like within plus or minus 10, 5 to 10. Okay, so let's start with, let's say 110 to like 120, which is plus or minus 5 at this point. So I'm using that sample. Of course, there are more you could find. So I'm just going to use that sample and then set the time, change it from resample to stretch. It's important to do that so it preserves the pitch of the sample. Let's take the pitch higher. Okay, let's have that. Let's see how this other half sounds like. I like that. So let's see if we can find something else on Splice, another sample while the beat is playing. I'm going to chop some parts out of it. So I'm going to first of all time it so it matches the project tempo. Let's use an EQ. Ctrl L to link it. Use an equalizer. Dampen it a bit. Take out those excesses. Let's change the pitch and see how it sounds. And then reset. Let's try lower pitch. I think I'll go with this high pitch for now. I may change my mind later on, but I think this high pitch is sounding good. Now let's add pads and strings. We're going to break all of this up and have like a full arrangement soon. So some people do this as they go. Some people do it, on the spot like this. So whichever one is fine, really, whichever fits your workflow best. So let's go for pads. And for pads, I would like to try Triton, Analog Lab for pads. So come to explore, types, atmosphere. I just like the sound in atmosphere. That's why I use it a lot. Let's try that and see. So we're going to come to the chords, copy the chords, have it pasted here. Now, the thing with some parts that you may not want it to stay too long if it's going to start sounding detuned or it's going to start washing into the next chord. For example, you can hear that happening. So I'm going to reduce the length. Increase the volume. Let's still hear what's going on. Let's try low octave. Then turn everything back on. So let's break this up, splits by channel. So just drag everything down one by one. We're going to play the bass later on as we arrange. All right, so let's start the intro. Let's start with maybe the drums coming in. Let's bring in the pads and see. So you can go into the verse if you like, or you can head straight into the hook. So let's see how it sounds if this would be the chorus. Let's make it 16 bars, but now we'll start taking out some things. The verse, we're going to really strip it down because most times the verses are pretty simple. That sounds fine. And then we're going to just duplicate this again. And now we have 3 hooks and 2 verses. Now let's work on the outro. Just duplicate this, the last 8 bars, and then we'll take out some stuff from here. Okay, now it's time for us to add the good old log drums. So you can get all of these sounds I'm using from my kits. That is the drum kits, the log drums. Let's go back here for the premium kits. There are some log drums in there. Some really nice, in fact, a lot of nice log drums in here. About 26 log drums. Let's try this. So to play log drums, I like to just copy the chords, then create a new pattern, paste it in here. It helps if you're not so familiar with music theory, right? So you have a guide. Spread it out, take it up again, and then you just paste it here. And I like to do that with minimal instruments playing. I don't want the other melodies to distract me from playing really nice log drums. That's just my own process. So make sure this is in stretch. You see now it plays like a note. Then we'll come here. We'll start with the typical log drum bounce. Dun, dun, dun. Let me bring it down to low octave. It's too high. Then we'll create a row here. So let's extend this. I like to have an 8-bar variation of log drums. It makes it sound more interesting and less repetitive. But if it's too repetitive, it gets to sound boring fast. So Let's bring in a regular deep bass. So let's use a stock plugin. Let's see what we can find in Toxic Biohazard. Yeah, something like that. We need a bass with character. So let's turn up the log drum for now. Copy the chords. Sorry, this was a mistake. Copy this and C. Let's use a different kind of bass here. The one that has less character this time. Let's copy that. Go to a new pattern, paste it in here. Let's say it starts in the beginning. There's a bit too much bass. I'm going to link it to the mixer so I can take some low end off. Use an EQ, use a high pass, maybe to about 35, 40 hertz. So yeah, what just left is just add some drum rolls and some sound effects and all of that, and it will be great. But as far as sounds go, I think I'm done really as far as sounds go. So let's hear from the top and see how it sounds.
Purchase your tracks today. 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 Purchase your tracks today.
Right, so that's pretty much it. Of course, we're going to add some sound effects and transitions and then drum roll and it should be done, but this is like 97% complete already. So let me know what you think. Do you find this helpful? I hope you really see some things in this tutorial. I know it's quite long. Hope you see some things in here that will actually help you out to make much better music. So if you find this helpful, please hit the like button so other people can find it and subscribe to show support. I remain Sir Classy. This is SC Tuts. See you again soon. Cheers.